Every move you make outside your home, every trip to the grocery store, every jog in the park is scrutinized, not by a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of conspiracy theories, but by satellites hovering hundreds of miles above you. These sophisticated machines can peer into your backyard, track your vehicle through city streets, and analyze the temperature of your roof. They can even map out the number of trees on your property. They know your habits when you wake up, when you leave for work, all collected through intricate patterns detected from space. And here's the unsettling truth. One nation controls a significant portion of these satellites, and they aren't asking for your consent to gather this data. This might sound like something pulled from a dystopian novel, but it's happening right now. The technology responsible for this surveillance is known as remote sensing, a term most people have never even heard, despite it being a constant presence in their lives. Before you dismiss this as yet another conspiracy theory, let me present the facts. Think back to when you last used Google Maps. Those crisp, detailed satellite images, every building, every street, every park, they come from somewhere. Someone owns those satellites. Someone controls that data. And increasingly, that someone is China. But the implications of this technology go far beyond pretty pictures. These satellites are not just tools for navigation. They are gathering invaluable intelligence that governments and corporations are willing to pay billions to access. Advanced imaging systems can identify objects as small as a car, even penetrating clouds and darkness. They're monitoring agricultural production across continents, tracking ship movements across oceans, and providing real-time assessments of infrastructure changes. They can create detailed 3D models of entire cities. And all this data is being processed and stored by systems that most democratic governments do not control. Now consider the ramifications for privacy. Your home, your vehicle, your daily routines, all of it visible from space. Insurance companies are already tapping into this data to adjust premiums based on satellite observations. They can determine if you have a pool, a trampoline, or a worn-out roof without stepping foot on your property. Governments can monitor protests, track population movements, and identify unauthorized construction. Corporations can spy on competitors by observing their factories and shipping activities. But the threat to privacy is only the tip of the iceberg. The real issue lies in the power dynamics at play. The nation that can see everything, understand everything, and act on that information will wield unparalleled influence. And right now, that nation is developing the most comprehensive surveillance and intelligence-gathering infrastructure in human history. While American politicians bicker over social media privacy and European regulators fuss over cookie warnings, China is making massive investments, hundreds of billions of dollars, into a technological infrastructure that dwarfs those concerns. They're not just collecting data from phones and websites, they're collecting it from space, from vantage points that provide an unprecedented view of global activities. And they're coupling this surveillance capability with something even more potent: artificial intelligence. We're not talking about the kind of AI that can generate images or write emails. This is specialized AI designed to process enormous amounts of surveillance data, identify patterns, predict behaviors, and deliver actionable intelligence to decision makers. Imagine being a military commander, a government official tracking illicit activities, or a corporate executive making multi-billion-dollar investment decisions. Access to real-time, high data about global events gives you an almost insurmountable edge. You can anticipate your opponent's moves before they even know you're watching. You can seize opportunities before anyone else is aware. You can make decisions based on concrete evidence instead of speculation. This is the advantage China is cultivating for itself, and they're doing it systematically. China isn't merely launching satellites. They're deploying hundreds of them specifically for observation and data collection. They're not just using basic imaging equipment. They're employing advanced sensors capable of detecting phenomena invisible to the naked eye. They're not just collecting data. They're processing it with AI systems that can analyze years' worth of satellite imagery in mere minutes, automatically identifying changes, patterns, and anomalies. And here's where it gets alarming. This technology has dual-use applications. The same satellites that monitor crop yields can also track military troop movements. Sensors that measure ocean temperatures can detect submarine activities. AI systems that predict weather patterns can identify military installations and vulnerabilities in infrastructure. China is not distinguishing between civilian and military applications. They are integrating everything into a cohesive system. As American military analysts begin to grasp the implications of China's advancements, it becomes clear that the side with superior intelligence, real-time data, and situational awareness will hold the upper hand in any future conflict. China is positioning itself to be that side. They're developing capabilities that allow them to monitor American military movements, naval fleets, and infrastructure, analyzing this data faster and more comprehensively than the United States can do in reverse. In any potential conflict, China could pinpoint where American resources are stationed before American commanders even deploy them. They could track supply chains, identify weaknesses, and strategize based on complete information while their adversaries operate in a fog of uncertainty. This isn't conjecture. This is the logical outcome of the technological advancements China is pursuing today. But the military implications are just one of the larger picture. China is harnessing these capabilities for economic intelligence and competitive edge. Chinese companies are gaining access to data on global supply chains, manufacturing capabilities, and resource extraction that gives them a significant advantage in trade negotiations and business dealings. Imagine a Chinese mining company pinpointing where valuable minerals are located worldwide, using satellite data to detect geological formations before local governments or foreign competitors even catch wind of their existence. Or picture a Chinese manufacturer analyzing their rivals' production capacities by counting trucks entering and exiting factories, allowing them to revise their strategies accordingly. This is economic espionage at a scale previously unimaginable, and it's entirely legal. These satellites operate in international space, observing public areas. No hacking, no spies, just cameras collecting information that provides China's government and its businesses with a colossal advantage in global competition. The integration of AI amplifies this power exponentially. Traditional satellite surveillance relied on human analysts to sift through images, which was slow and costly. With AI, millions of images can be processed automatically, identifying anything unusual in a fraction of the time. AI can track changes over time, comparing current images to historical data and detecting even subtle shifts. It can cross-reference satellite data with other information sources, making connections that human analysts might miss. China is investing heavily in AI specifically for these applications, creating models trained on satellite imagery designed for pattern recognition and overhead observations. They're deploying these systems across their satellite networks at an unprecedented scale. You might wonder how we reached this point and why the United States is trailing behind in this critical field. The answers reveal a startling shift in the global technology landscape. Remote sensing is defined by NASA as acquiring information from a distance, which sounds straightforward but has monumental implications. Instruments mounted on satellites, spacecraft, and aircraft can detect various forms of energy emissions, including visible light and invisible electromagnetic energy. These instruments can gather information about Earth's surface, atmosphere, and oceans without needing to make physical contact. They can measure temperature, moisture, and chemical composition from hundreds of miles away. They see through clouds and work around the clock, unaffected by weather conditions. For decades, the United States held an unchallenged lead in remote sensing technology. The costs associated with building and launching satellites were astronomical, and only advanced nations could afford the cutting-edge imaging equipment. NASA, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and top-tier universities created an ecosystem of expertise that seemed impossible for others to replicate. But that assumption, that complexity and cost would ensure American leadership, has proven catastrophic. China recognized the potential of dominating space-based observation and made a strategic decision to invest heavily, systematically building their capabilities to not just match, but surpass American advancements. The transformation began subtly but gained momentum about a decade ago, when researchers in the US began noticing an unusual uptick in academic publications from Chinese institutions on advanced remote sensing techniques. Initially, it appeared innocent enough, a few talented researchers publishing noteworthy papers. But soon it became evident that this was a trend. An increasing number of high-quality publications, greater influence in the field, and a hiring spree for top talent globally. Chinese universities began funding research projects that American institutions struggled to match, building facilities and launching satellites at an astonishing pace. The research quality was high, not merely quantity for its own sake. Then came the patents. Thousands filed by Chinese companies and institutions on remote sensing technologies, new sensor designs, improved algorithms, and innovative applications of machine learning to satellite data. These patent filings revealed a drive that extended beyond academia. They were commercializing technology, creating an entire industry. The funding numbers tell a stark story. While American government spending on remote sensing research stagnated or even declined, China's National Science Foundation significantly increased its investments. We're talking about a staggering 50% of certain research budgets dedicated to this field compared to the United States, mere 5%. This disparity creates a compounding effect that's impossible to overcome. Increased funding attracts better researchers, leading to superior results which garner more patents and commercial success, further fueling private sector investment. Meanwhile, American institutions find themselves struggling to retain talent as they watch their best minds lured away by Chinese universities offering better resources. Chinese strategists understand the military applications of this technology. They recognize that future conflicts will hinge on information superiority. The side that can see more, know more, and react faster will dominate. China is integrating civilian and military remote sensing into a unified system, training AI specifically for military intelligence, and developing the ability to deny adversaries access to satellite data while retaining their capabilities. In recent years, 70% of the satellites China launched were dedicated to Earth observation and remote sensing. This is not just a research initiative, it's the construction of operational capability at scale. They're creating redundancy, ensuring that losing a few satellites doesn't cripple their overall system. They're developing a comprehensive approach that covers the entire planet multiple times a day with overlapping coverage, making it resilient and sophisticated. This isn't merely about larger satellites. It's about innovating new sensors that detect previously invisible phenomena, deploying smaller, cost-effective satellites in vast numbers, and creating AI systems that can process data in real time rather than waiting to send everything back to Earth. Each new generation of Chinese satellites is more capable than the last, and their pace of iteration is unmatched. The AI integration makes this capability truly formidable. Traditional satellite surveillance required legions of human analysts to review imagery, a slow and costly endeavor. AI can now scan millions of images simultaneously, tracking every ship in every ocean, monitoring every airport, and identifying unusual activities instantly. It can detect construction projects or military movements the moment they begin, and do so continuously across the globe. China's advancements in AI are well documented, yet less understood is how they're applying AI specifically to satellite intelligence. These aren't generic AI systems, they are specialized models trained on vast datasets of satellite imagery. They understand normal patterns, allowing for immediate identification of anything out of the ordinary. They can predict future patterns based on historical trends and cross-reference satellite data with other intelligence sources to establish connections automatically. This creates a capability for persistent, intelligent surveillance of the entire planet. Not just taking pictures, but comprehending what those images signify, identifying critical information, and providing actionable intelligence to decision-makers within moments of events transpiring. American intelligence agencies are scrambling to catch up, facing institutional and budgetary constraints that China does not. Launching satellites is costly, building AI systems demands specialized talent, and developing a comprehensive ecosystem takes time and sustained investment. While American programs wrangle with budgets and lengthy procurement processes, China is expanding its lead month after month. Before we delve deeper, it's crucial to clarify that the analysis presented here is based on publicly available sources, including academic research and market reports. I encourage you to verify these facts independently, as they are vital to understanding the broader implications. The economic ramifications are just as significant as the military aspects. Remote sensing data is becoming critical infrastructure for modern economies. Industries such as agriculture, insurance, logistics, urban planning, environmental monitoring, and resource exploration all rely on this data. Increasingly, they are depending on Chinese satellites and processing capabilities because they offer the best solutions, making countries economically dependent on China's technological infrastructure. This dependence translates into strategic leverage. If your nation's agricultural sector is reliant on Chinese satellite data for planting decisions, or your insurance industry uses Chinese systems to assess risks, then China holds significant sway over your economy. They can decide whether to share or withhold data, set terms that serve their interests, and manipulate access as they see fit. Countries around the world are entering agreements to utilize Chinese satellite data, often because the alternatives are either more expensive or less capable. This growing reliance on Chinese-controlled infrastructure and data creates a precarious situation. The technology gap is so pronounced that even American companies are starting to integrate Chinese satellite data into their operations, not out of desire, but necessity. This is the kind of dependence China has been